Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Tech Guides. I am Yusuf bin Aslam, your instructor at TGs. Let's begin with today's video. When we talk about computer security, the first thing that steps in our mind is how to keep our computer secure and keep all critical information away from theft, unauthorized access, and misuse. Let's take a look at all the practices which are widely used to make sure that our computers, networks, and all devices that enable us to store and view data are prevented from all the malicious activities that are happening. It is the same concept that we keep our valuables in lockers and these doors are protected, but in cyber world, critical information, systems access, and authorization are protected via complex tactics and practices. Moving on to the next question, let's explore the basics. We just learned about computer security and what needs to be taken into consideration to have a secure platform and to work without being worried and lose anything. Let's dive further into computer security and learn about threats and issues. Using computers, we are connected to the internet, and we all know security threats are potential risks that have the ability to disrupt normal functionality. Cyber threats are pretty common and on the rise each day, especially now and when everything is getting digitalized everywhere. The first is a computer worm. This is a kind of a software program that can replicate from one computer to another computer if you are connected in a network. It does not even require any human interaction. These specifically use up the entire disk space and very rapidly. Not only this, but making the system resources availability to the extreme lowest, and then eventually the system will crash. These can delete, modify files, auto-install other malicious software. They are also capable towards stealing information, introducing backdoors for hackers, and eventually, once unauthorized access is permitted, they can control your system. The next is known as a botnet. This is a network of computers that are compromised by hackers, and the end users are not even aware of it. Each of these are referred to as zombie computers. The infected machines act as a bot and is used for carrying out malicious activities on a larger scale. For example, DDoS, which is known as distributed denial of service, and it is very common nowadays. This kind of virus disguises its existence and it is designed to provide unauthorized access to a computer or a restricted area. Through this, hackers can easily change the system configuration and execute files remotely on a host computer. Host means a machine that has a capability of permitting access to a network. This is a monitoring tool that tracks and records all keyboard strokes and the end user won't even know it. It is one of the ways to steal passwords and/or banking information. The next is a boot sector virus. The boot sector on a hard drive is extremely important as it points to the operating system. This kind of a virus damages the boot sector on the hard drive. This usually happens by plugging in an infected USB thumb drive and you have restarted your machine. Next type is known as web scripting virus. Every browser has a by default protection against malicious web scripts. Any outdated version is easily approachable to hackers to run these kinds of scripts and make the machine run unstable. It is always recommended to check for timely updates and keep your browsers updated to the latest version. The next type is known as a resident virus. This form is usually dormant and only activates on a specific date and time. pointing to a specific task to be performed by the end user, which is also known as malware. The next is known as polymorphic. This is a type of malware which uses polymorphic code and change the application's footprint in order to avoid any form of detection. This type of virus is very hard to be detected by an antivirus. This is a form that injects malicious code into the critical system files, thus making it unstable. The first time it enters a machine, the moment it is rebooted, it is activated. Lastly, we have a form which is known as macro. Macros are well known and Microsoft Office can run them. But these macros can also be used to download additional malware or run malicious code. These deliver a payload immediately, a file is opened, and the macros are in action. We learned about computer security, what is a virus, discovered how many types of viruses are there, but now let's learn about phishing scam. A phishing scam comes under cybercrime. It involves someone posing as a company or an institution using the mediums like telephone, electronic emails, or text messages. This is to trick the potential victims to carry out personal information and critical information such as passwords, banking information, and eventually the victim ends up with the financial and identity theft. Let's learn about identifying a phishing scam. We are very keen about reading emails and text messages, but here's a catch. We need to learn how to differentiate between a real text message and an email and a phishing text message, a phishing email. Phishing emails, text messages will look like they are from a particular company with whom you are interacting on daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. The outlook looks exactly like they are from a bank, hospital, or any online streaming service, a credit card company. It can be a social media website. It can be an online payment page or an app to download. It can be an online store as well to purchase anything. But here's the catch. By telling a story and trick you to click the link or any attachment embedded into that mail, suspicious activity has been detected or suspicious login attempts have been made. Click here to claim there is a problem with your account or your payment information. You need to confirm your personal information. Not only this, a fake invoice, a note, or anything can be included. You are eligible to register for a refund and they can mention anything ahead of it. Offering free stuff coupons, mentioning your account has a billing problem, and they use generic greetings like hi dear, hello, etc. and etc. Here are a few steps that you need to take note of in order to identify a phishing email. The first is, such emails will always come to us in junk and spam folder. Sometimes they come to us in our inbox as well. Check the source and destination of each email address. Source, where the email is coming from. Destination, where the email is sent to. Check the body of the email and what is mentioned on it. Go to the actual company website and match the email address with theirs to verify. There you go, you have successfully identified a phishing scam email. We spoke about phishing emails, and now let's talk about phishing texts. More or less, they are the same but a different format. The most common are messages from an abnormally long number, family crisis, refunds, and random prizes. Let's have a brief overview. This kind of a text will usually come from a number which has a format of 10 digits or less, but for marketing messages nowadays they use 11 digits. So you need to make sure that you count the numbers, the format of the number, how many digits are there. If it is 11 digits, definitely it is a phishing text, and the simple thing to do is delete. The next type is receiving a text from a random number mentioning family crisis and is asking for financial help. Now everyone will feel the urge to help. Here's the catch: it involves a financial transaction to be done. Instead, verify this with your friends and family and make sure that if this is real or not. Well, you have successfully identified another phishing text. Now, speaking about refunds, such kind of text messages are mass and they look like as if the service provider has contacted you and will offer a refund for an overcharge. But here's a catch: the scammer is looking forward to grab your banking details, and this is where you will end up in a financial loss. So always verify with the company, and the simple thing to do is, once verified, delete the message. The fourth type is random prizes. Out of the many ways to thrill people to be tricked in sending a text message mentioning that you won a prize, it sounds great. Out of the blue, you have won something, but wait, here's a catch. They will be asking for your personal and banking information and steal your finances and identity. Simple solution: always verify with the company you are dealing with and the text mentioning their name, and simply delete the message. With this, we have come to an end of today's video. As we all know, learning never stops, irrespective of age and the field you come from. I hope today's topic would have been delivered with useful information. If you would have liked my content and today's video, please do mention your feedback in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated of all the upcoming ones. Till then, take care, stay safe, signing off.